try and see if this pin alignment pins align well enough to be mounted on this board. I have another relay, but it's a full module, so it makes no sense. It's a module, it's a relay module. So here it is, which is yeah. So it's basically almost the same thing. It's basically the same thing. That I don't understand the pinouts for this. My assumption is this is how it's connected. I only see one pin here, and I'm sure this one has more pins. This is outright weird, but like I said, my main concern is to see whether this board can be mounted on this. If it can't, that means that and so far so good. It's just been a struggle. Perhaps this pin has too much, so let's try and clean it from underneath. And see if it's going to go in. It's not aligning. It is not aligning. It's not going to align. Just see if there's a chance. So that one goes there, and that one goes there. The down one. It's possible to force it in, but you want to avoid this at all cost. Pins are can be moved around a bit. So I'm going to push that in there. Now there's this pin that is out here, and it's quite far away from where it's supposed to go in. So it's a bit of a struggle working with electronics such as this. But in the long run, you want to work with a system that will work well with things like this. Maybe I'm the one who's doing it wrong, but for now, it's not working great. This cock point, it's a what's it called? It was a high volt card, and basically this is its circuit. I don't know exactly how it works, but I know that this relay is used to switch on, switch on and off. Pretty sure it was not being used. As you can see there, as you can see right here, it's singled out. It's not connected to anything else, so it was just there for being there. That means the pin wasn't there because it until like this. So this is a bit complicated of a relay. It's rated for 10 amps. The other one is rated for 10 amps also, if I'm not wrong. Oh, yeah, 10 amps. But yeah, so I want to work with this more than this, but this was just to test it. I would have gone ahead and destroyed this for nothing, but now that I see that it's almost impossible to work with the prototyping board, I'm going to have to think of another way to go about it. I'm disappointed, but in the long run I can still put this back here. It's not destroyed as far as I'm concerned, and I'm pretty sure there was no pin right there. I can say for a fact there was no pin. I'm going to put it back. Another thing I've been working on is this right here. It's a bit heavy, charged, but this is a Highlink adapter. Say adapter, but it's not really an adapter, but it's a Highlink AC to DC power supply module. It's a power supply module. AC to 5 volts, DC 5 watts, so that means 5 volts 1 amp maximum rating, and I've mounted it on this. Now soldering these joints together was a bit of a challenge. Now after I soldered this system, I realized that one of the ways I would want it to work is together with a relay, so that this is used to charge and this is used to switch a different as a switch for a different circuit. So this supplies supplies DC voltage to the electronics that control the electronics in the microcontroller unit that controls the relay that is used to switch a different switch. Now it's possible to just mount it there and have these input wires bridged together. Personally, I know how I want it to work, but in the long run I find that working with perforated boards, perforated prototyping boards is becoming a bit of a challenge, because even this particular module was not, I don't know if the pins were not well aligned, but I had to push them to get into the module, and as you can see it's not even completely straight. So I think soon I'm going to start working with copper clads and design PCBs on that, because that allows me real estate to work with and design the whole structure before I come onto the path board. I can also do that on this prototyping board. I can design it before I actually, but I'm still limited to this grid system, and the grid system means that some components may not necessarily work with it, and that's a challenge on its own. So all in due time, I guess.